What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. Got some newsy stuff on this one. Nothing like waking up, having to scrap the video that you had ready to rock and roll for today because we were going to go over May grading data. And then you have multiple DMs and IG posts about PSA Value Service is back. And it makes the video that you had recorded completely pointless. So we'll push that to tomorrow and have to re-record that. But PSA Value Service has returned. And if I sound a little throatier than normal, I just woke up and recording this before I go into work. So this one's coming out hot. Did not see this one coming. So what's the details on this? Bulk submitters only. $30 per card, $2.99 max declared value. Has to be from 1996 or newer, with a 3 to 4 month turnaround time. Now, I have KK Sports Cards pulled up here. They're one of the larger PSA group submitters, but I've seen other PSA group submitters also advertise this. So you have to be one of the approved PSA group submitters to have access to this. The other thing that I have seen floating around, KK doesn't mention it here, but I have seen it a couple other places. Word on the street is they are not grading these until the backlog is clear. And everything that we have heard, this kind of backs up and jives with what they've been telling us, that the backlog will probably be clear mid to late summer. So about 2 months from now. It's already June, July, August is late summer. Assuming they get it cleared around the National, and then they could start cranking out on these. So essentially you're queuing yourself for once the backlog is clear. So I can already hear the people now. I still have cards there from last year. This service level is not affecting those orders based off what I've heard. I could be wrong. Those people could be wrong. Don't know. But $2.99 value, 3 to 4 month turnaround time. Or they say 90 to 120 day, which is 3 to 4 months. And that is not, they do not do business days anymore. That is just straight days. So 3 to 4 month turnaround time, $30 per card, 96 and newer, and will not affect the current backlog. So this gives us a whole, one insight into, it backs up what they're saying about the backlog being cleared in 2 months. Two, smart on them to do this. Because what just happened on Friday, Prizm football came out. Yes, it's only a $2.99 declared value, but people will sneak a lot of base rookies through at $30 per. I would send, personally, I would send and see if it worked, like any base rookie quarterback from this class at $30 per. 4 month turnaround time, it doesn't get it back to you before football season starts. But it gets it back to you early enough, and there's no comps on these cards yet, so it's really hard for them to declare what declared value is. So any base, Trevor Lawrence, Fields, whatever, personally, I would send at this level and let them upcharge me. Why not? And once again, this is group submitters only. I did log into my PSA account. I'm a club member and all that nonsense, and it is not an option on there. So this is going to be restricted to group submitters for now, which is probably how they are going to semi-limit the way some of this stuff comes in. It'll come in an organized fashion, at least for this point in time. And it's open to the masses, but it's also not open to the masses because a lot of people just don't like using group submitters and prefer to submit themselves. So it will restrict the flow somewhat. And once again, the group submitter sends things exactly how PSA wants it. So it's much more organized for them and easier to process. But this is very, very smart on their part in regards to, hey, let us get those base cards rather than you needing to send them to SGC, CSG. Beckett's not really viable given current pricing for like base rookie cards, but this is 100% a play going for the base rookie market for all this product that's about to come out. Because don't forget, we have Prizm basketball coming out probably within a month as well, hopefully. So that comes into play as well. You want your base Cade Cunninghams and Evan Mobleys? Send them our way. We'll get them back to you in 4 months. $30 a card, 3 to 4 month turnaround time. Let's just assume 4 months on the long end. It's not terrible. It's not great. But a lot of people are going to go this route over the other options because of the increased resale value, the liquidity side of things, all that stuff. SGC at 30 bucks and get them back in 2 weeks. PSA at 4 months and at 30 bucks is going to be a debate that rages on Facebook groups and social media for the next wave of the grading wars. That is your new battleground state. There's arguments to be made on both sides. I can already hear the comments now. This is the death of SGC. And I can also hear in the comments now, why would anyone send this to PSA for 4-month turnaround time when I can send it to SGC for a 2-week turnaround time? SGC is not going anywhere. And you could probably still viably send stuff to them to quick flip and do perfectly fine with it. Personally, depending on the card, unless I'm very much trying to time the market, this would divert anything that I would have going their way. Now, I currently don't have anything. Mostly what I have laying around is Marvel, and it's pre-96, so I can't slip 90 MU through the cracks on this one or anything crazy like that. But, and we've talked about this a bunch. They need to prime the pump for once the backlog is clear. And they know exactly how many cards they could do. I mean, I have to imagine they have this thing down to a science now on incoming, outcoming. They probably have a good idea of how many cards they can expect to get this way. And now things get interesting. And we'll talk about this more on the grading data video that I'll re-record for tomorrow, because this changes some things that I would have talked about. Now things get intriguing. What does SGC and CSG demand look like on June's end of month report and July's end of month report? Because remember, there's some lag time there. SGC already has 2 weeks of cards in the hopper, starting from today. So that takes you through mid-June. When we get to the back half of June with this out there, do we start to see those companies' numbers drop off? Same with CSG. They have pretty fast turnaround times. So if by the end of June, we see their weekly output start to slow, that's how you know it's affecting them. Because you got to remember, you got to build in the turnaround times into the data when you're talking about it, and kind of go back in time 2 to 3 weeks or whatever it is for turnaround time. So for SGC, that's 2 weeks. So they have 2 weeks of cards sitting there, give or take. So by the end of June, early July, by the time early July rolls around, we could potentially start to have a feeling for if this affects SGC and do we see a price drop. Does this affect CSG? They just increased prices, so I don't know what's going on there. And I guess technically, does it affect Beckett? It's a very niche window, but they are 100% going after base rookie cards from Prizm. That's exactly what this move is about, and it's smart on their part. Very, very smart on their part. I'm guessing they read the room, sat down. Maybe this was coming anyways, and it's just great timing that Prizm happened to come out as well. But I feel like this is 100% a move geared towards that market. So we'll see what happens. We will expand upon this more tomorrow. Once again, I just wanted to record this and get it out there. And I'll redo the grading recap video for tomorrow. We could talk more about some of this other stuff that's, on the wider front, grading as a whole. So maybe we'll even just morph that video into kind of a state of the grading world. So that's all I have for you guys and girls. Like, comment, subscribe, comments and questions down below. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.